In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear driver's side window regulator, but the same process will apply to the passenger side. Let's get started. Let's remove the door panel so we can gain access to the inside of the door. I like to start at the door handle. There's going to be a cover here that you can grab with a pick. That's going to be the easiest tool to use. If not, you can get a pocket screwdriver in here. Basically, you just have to pop it off. There we go. That came off. It's a little tight in here. Pull it away, and then you'll see an 8mm bolt right there. Remove it. Let's remove the window switch. You can use a trim tool or that same pick. Go underneath it and just pry up. Sometimes a pick can get in there a little bit better if a trim tool can't. There we go. Once you take it out, flip it over and unplug it. On the side of the door right here, you'll have this trim piece that we have to remove so we can slide the door panel up. All you have to do for this is just pull it straight out. This actually exposes a bolt right here, which we'll have to remove. This is a 6mm headed screw. Underneath the door panel, you'll see two cutouts, and that's for two more 6mm headed screws. Remove both of those. To remove this door panel now, all you have to do is lift it straight up. It unlocks and you can pull it away, but don't go too far because there's still things attached on the back side. Right here you'll see the door handle cable. To get this out, you need either a little screwdriver or a pick, and I'll show you in a second once I get it out, but there are two tabs that you need to pry in and pull out at the same time. Okay, there we go. So on the back side, you'll see these two tabs. If you just squeeze those in, it'll unlock. Just make sure you pull out at the same time, and then pop it right out of the door handle, just like this. Let's peel back the vapor barrier. A lot of times this sticky part will either tear or not want to come off. If you want to, you can try to cut it with a razor blade or just keep pulling it, but it will continue to stretch. So sometimes it's more efficient to just cut it. And make sure when you remove it that you remove it in such a way in which it can be reinstalled or re-glued basically, because you do want this to make a nice tight seal at the end when you're done. You don't need to remove the speaker for this. We do actually have to pull off this wiring so we can remove the vapor barrier here. There we go. Just let that hang over there. Grab some masking tape. I recommend masking tape because any other tape will leave residue. For this particular window, because of its smaller size, I'm just going to do 3 strips of tape that go up and over and back down. This will support the window in place. With the window all the way up in the position that we just taped it in, through these two holes, you should be able to see two 10mm bolts, one in each, and that's what bolts the window up to the regulator. There's one right there. I'm going to take my 10mm socket and break it free, and then back it off a couple turns. You don't have to remove it all the way. You just want it loose so it can release the window. With that done, let's do the other side. It sounds a little harder to see, but like I said, it's one of these oval cutouts. Just give it a few turns. And basically there's two little tabs that pinch the window there, the glass itself, and that's what you want to release. You just want to unpinch it, so to speak. That should be good right there. Now with the ignition in the on position, I'm going to reconnect my window switch, roll the window down, pay attention to these two areas. You'll see the window regulator go down, but the window, the glass itself, will stay up. That's exactly what we want. I'm just going to bring it about halfway down right here. The tape will hold up the window, and now we can remove this part of the regulator easily. Now let's unplug the window motor. So we can move this aside here. There we go, leave the connector over there. There are two 10mm bolts at the top. This one you don't have to remove all the way. Just loosen it up. The regulator will slide out, well, up and out through this larger opening. And at the bottom there's a 10mm nut. Remove that as well. Now grab this side of the regulator, push it out so the stud can release, and then you can lift it up and move it to the side like that. Now let's release this cable from the two yellow retainers. This is one, and if you look up, you'll see the other one right over here. Just pry it open and pull it off. And on the other side, you'll see another one of these bolts that doesn't have to be completely removed. Loosen that up. Same on the bottom here. Now we can grab the window regulator assembly. Now with both sides removed, let's slide them out through this opening. There we go. There's your window regulator and motor. To unbolt the motor off of the regulator, you'll see 3 8mm bolts, one here, so we'll have to move this unless you want to just use a wrench on this the whole time. One over here and one through this opening. If you have to move the regulator, plug in the motor, plug in your switch, which for me it's already plugged in still, and roll the regulator up or down, doesn't matter. Just going to stop it right there. That exposes all 3 fasteners. Remove the 3 8mm screws. And the motor should separate from the regulator. Save these because we'll reuse them. Bring in the new regulator. You flip this around, you'll see the gear for the motor. Line this up. On this new regulator, the holes that you want to use are these two on this flat area, not this one over here and this one. So if the regulator itself is in the way, at this point, without the motor on, you should be able to grab it and just move it out of your way. Now we can attach this here and here. If you grab the regulator itself, you should be able to line it up with the gear on the motor, with the splines here. If it doesn't, give it a twist. Try to get it as close as possible. I'm right in between, but you can just spin the motor. And then on the other side, to make sure this shaft pokes through the hole that's in the regulator, just like that. To secure its position, I'm going to put this screw in, which is the single one, not on the 2 ears. Those have to bolt onto the regulator arm. But for now, tighten up this one. And then when it comes to these, put them in on the side that's beveled out. And then the bolts get inserted on the side that's beveled in. This has some cutouts here that it needs to line up with, just like that. That's what's going to center it up. And now tighten this up as well. There we go, let's install it. On the new regulator, these bolts at the top are screwed in and need to be backed off just a little bit. And now we can slide the regulator in. Try to get the inside part in first. Okay. Line up this bolt. There we go, that way it hooks on. And below the speaker, there was another bolt like that. There we go. I didn't back this one out though. There we go. So we can secure this part now, tighten it up. And the top. Now let's do the same over here. Now let's get this part hooked in at the top. At the bottom, the stud needs to poke through. Grab the mounting nut, attach the bottom. At the top there are 2 things to attach, not just this bolt right here, but one that goes through the motor. Tighten up this one. Plug the motor back in. Let's resecure this cable that goes onto the door handle. Snap it back in. Now plug your window switch back in, turn the ignition on, and let's roll up this regulator to meet up with the window. Right there, that's perfect. Take a 10mm socket and try to release that bolt a little. And with that done on both sides, we should be able to roll this up and onto the window. Okay, so right now, I'm pretty sure it has secured itself on the glass. As you roll it up, That's what you want to happen. As you can see, it pinches the glass and holds on to that regulator. So now as we tighten this 10mm bolt, you'll see you'll feel that clamp tightens up. Give it another quarter turn after it's snug. You don't want to crush it completely. You don't want to break the glass. It's not going to bottom out, but this is what it'll look like. It'll be nice and secured. Tighten this one up as well. Nice and snug. Now you can remove the tape. And as you can see, no residue was left behind, which is exactly why I chose painter's tape. Now let's test the window. Perfect. Grab the vapor barrier, slide it through, make sure this wire makes its way through here also. Try to stick it back where it was, but it's not always going to stick back. But do your best. If you can, replace the tape that's here, resecure this wiring. Now let's put the door panel back on, grab the door handle cable, and you're going to want to hook it into the door handle here with the ball end of it like this. Then slide it over and push it through. It should lock into place. As you put the door panel on, make sure that this lock indicator goes through the hole in the door panel. Line it up with the tabs. Make sure the lock indicator goes through. If it doesn't, try your best to guide it. It's not always easy. Make sure the wire for the window switch goes through. Okay. It should be flush up against the door all around. If you feel that there's a gap, that means one of the hooks didn't seat into the door right, so you have to pull it back out and reseat it. Put this screw back in, and the two underneath. This side piece slides over, and then you can tap it in place. Plug in your window switch, make sure that clicks, and latch it back down. And in the door handle hole, put the 8mm bolt back. Nice and snug. And to hide it, put back this cap, or the cover, I guess. Press it in to lock it, and there you go. Door panel is reinstalled.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.